Hi, guys, and welcome back
Hello.
to another episode of T&I's Perspective.
Yay.
Yay! So we'll just get straight into it. We just thought in this episode we will talk about our experience with parenting.
Mm-hmm.
So we have 3 children on the 7.
Yeah.
So we just wanted to talk about our experience so far. Obviously, our children are not teenagers, so we haven't gotten to that stage. But we just wanted to sort of, in a nutshell, kind of draw on the little experience we've had so far.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, what do you think about parenting so far?
It's been a journey.
Yeah.
Times where I felt, oh my God, what have I put myself? Why have I put myself in this situation? But again, at the same time, it's something that I did want anyway. So but it's been up and down.
Yeah.
I mean, emotionally, financially,
Yeah, absolutely.
physically, I mean, in every area, psychologically, it's been up and down, up and down, up and down. But overall, it's a privilege to be a parent, I would say.
Absolutely.
It's a privilege. So, and it's been, I'll try to focus more on the good times. Obviously, in life, there's always going to be bad times, good times. I'm not saying like bad times, like something drastic happened, but it's just more of like, just struggling a little bit, probably in a certain area, and which is part of life, I guess. But but overall, it's been really good, I would say.
Yeah.
Well, thanks to you. Own it.
From my perspective, I think parenting has been, first of all, I think being a parent puts life into perspective.
Yeah.
You get the sense of what is important. You get the realization of what is really priority in life. Getting your finances right, making sure you have a fixed abode, whether it is, saving for a house or, pushing yourself to do that. But in terms of the childcare aspect of things, I find it has been overwhelming. I think at times there's been seasons where, you just look at your kids and you're like, oh my God, it's such a blessing, to be a parent. Wow, God has, given this blessing to you and entrusted you with a life, and you are a caretaker of a destiny, and you're nurturing, you're pouring into your children. And then sometimes you're thinking, oh my God, this is a lot. Like, you really, this is actually a lot. And it's not because you don't want to parent, but this kind of society we live in right now, it's making things hard. So for instance, if you look at even gender specifically, as a woman, returning to work, I feel like it's difficult. You want to go to work and be able to earn and make a good living for your children, to give them opportunities. But then you get to a place where you also sometimes you have mom guilt. You're at work and you're thinking, I really wish I could have gone to that play or that, but it's a gamble.
Probably spending a day or probably date nights.
Yeah.
Some time to yourself.
Yeah, or, and aside from even the self-care aspect, I'm most specifically sort of kind of wanting to zone in on the areas where, your child has like multiple activities in school, for instance, but you can't always be there. You juggle the main ones. Like, I know I'll definitely go try and book for Christmas or when they have sports day. But it's not everything that you can attend, because unfortunately we don't live in a society where, one, we can all work from home. If you work in healthcare like we do, we have to be physically present in our workplaces. So it's about pre-planning, and it's been knowing things in advance to really aid us to have that physical presence for our kids emotionally, so that they feel that actually mom is here. Maybe daddy is not here, but mom is here. On this occasion, daddy is here, but mom is not here. But at least someone is there to represent. And I think sometimes coming to terms with that sometimes makes me a bit like, I wish I could be at home all the time. but we don't live in that kind of society.
But then you have to find time to make the money as well, isn't it?
Exactly, because you need money to take care of them.
And then the thing is, it's a very good point you made. Even if you're working from home, you probably still you can't divide your attention. So you might want to work from home, but then because we've had those experiences of actually working from home anyways, and
someone is screaming.
Yeah, and you literally work more, isn't it? And I think that's something that we actually noticed. We work more, and then probably we didn't actually. I wouldn't say like we had like a lot of time to spend with the kids like that. Like this notion of if you're working from home, you're able to spend time with your kids more. No, it's basically the same thing from our experience, isn't it? I don't know about what people think about that, but from our experience, working from home, it still feels like you're working in the office, but you're present, but you're not physically able to do a lot of things with the kids because you are literally working from home. So you could be on your laptop doing stuff quite engrossed in your work, and then your child, you can quickly attend to them, but it's not the same. So I guess this society is just a bit, isn't it?
I think it's difficult to feel like you're present fully for your kids, but I think it's really the key is maybe planning so far. But sometimes as a parent, sometimes you miss the email. And it's like the day, 2 days before, they need uniform, costume. Oh my God. Okay, let's go to whatever to get the costume quickly so that
middle of the night. My God, let's quickly, what you do like this.
Projects,
makeshift homemade projects where you just cut cardboard, put this together.
Let's quickly go to Tesco. Let's go and get this cardboard thing. Let's get glue. Okay, what are we going to create?
You are quite creative in that anyways. Thank God for your life, because if it was down to me, they will just go with whatever, or probably not go with anything. But you are like, no, then we need to try and do something, which is where we compensate each other, because your strengths, and this is something that I think people need to realize as well, where you know where your strength lies and you know where your weakness lies.
As parents,
as parents, because that would help to navigate things more easily, help to actually make things easier for everyone as well, because you know what to do, and then you just all meet together. So
absolutely. I think it's all about teamwork. You've kind of said that in a nutshell. It's about teamwork. It's about knowing what you're good at, and working together. You're a team. And I think with us, we have always functioned from the perspective of we've seen how people parent. We've drawn what we feel is appropriate. We've pushed away what we don't feel is appropriate, and we've tailored our own and
way.
We've made our own way. And I think our way is we take it one day at a time. We work together all the time. We try and plan in the week. If we haven't had the opportunity to plan the week, we take it day at a time. Okay, today you're at home. The expectation is if you're at home, you take care of the house. If it's untidy, and with kids, your home is always going to be untidy.
Always going to be untidy. Like literally, that's something you need to know as a parent.
If you're OCD,
it's always going to be untidy. It's always going to be untidy.
Don't get fooled by all these Instagram people, please, I beg.
I'm telling you. Don't get fooled by what you see online. It's going to be always untidy. You may have to probably, I think there was a point where we literally had cleaners coming in every 2 weeks or something, and
we're not rich like that. We will just put this, I have to say this, we just put this in place to help us because we felt that some domestic things were slipping and to give us that consistency, it would be good. So I think for me with parenting, it's been a learning curve. No one goes into parenting knowing everything. But I think, like I said before, we've drawn from experiences of our parents, what they did well, what they didn't do well. We've tried to, for me, growing up, I think we didn't really, I don't think my parents valued going out or like holidays as a family. It was more of, we watched films together. I have good memories about watching films or certain shows, Cosby Show, My Wife and Kids, those kind of things. I remember us sitting on the sofa and watching those things, or like, all those James Bond movies. My dad was into all those like, sagas or series or whatever. But I think looking back, I see the value of going away as a family. It fosters that unity, but it also helps you as well as a child to be able to go into different environments and have, improve on your interpersonal skills, which I think is where I lacked. We didn't really socialize. My dad, if he went to weddings, he went by himself. So it's that thing of our parenting style is we take our kids on the journey of life. We take them everywhere. If it's a party that is inclusive of kids, they go there because we also want to give them that social skills, development. But also something that takes them away from the home. And it's important to build memories as well with your kids.
Absolutely, It's really, really, and I think, despite what you've mentioned, and I'm sure there's some aspect that were positive that you've taken on,
and then absolutely
put in to use, even yourself as a parent. Like for myself, we didn't really have like holidays like that, but what we had was, when it comes to birthdays, my dad used to make sure that at least we go out somewhere, probably a restaurant or something.
Which is what we try to do now with the kids.
Yeah, and exactly, and this is what we're trying to do now as with the kids. And this is something that you are also very hot on. Like, let's try and do something, no matter how small it is, because you're creating memories,
and you're giving them that sense of understanding that they are loved.
Exactly.
Because you might think that your children know that they're loved, but they don't actually know it if you don't say it or show it to them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So if your kids don't know that they that they are loved, they will not. If you don't show your kids that you love them, they're not going to know that they are loved. You have to actually state the obvious. Or what you think is the obvious. I think another thing with parenting is all the sort of childcare related options is something that we've had to navigate,
especially in this country, United Kingdom. I don't know about elsewhere, but for where we live at the moment, it's different from our probably experience, because you grew up in Italy. I grew up in Nigeria, and then we both came here with our parents at some point. And having to sort of navigate around the system when it comes to, like, we had to do a lot of research, isn't it? Around, like...
Yeah, we did. And I think being that we don't live in a town where we have our family members, although we, do
you think if you have a family members, do you think in this UK?
No, actually, because everyone works. And,
exactly.
I think we all get into this entitled mentality that, because... my mom or my dad or whatever is here, that everyone should be at your beck and call. It's not.
Exactly.
Everyone has to work. Cost
everyone
of living.
Is working. Apart from even cost of living, even before cost of living, everyone is working. They've got like things that they're doing as well.
Yeah. And their own plans. It's true. Their own plans, their own ambitions.
They're probably going for holiday. Yeah. And then you'll probably come in at the wrong time or whatever. Sometimes you can plan with some people, like some of my family members can be helpful if you plan with them, but that's how the UK is.
Yeah. And I think it's important to plan ahead. Say, for instance, you're going back to work from maternity leave, as a couple, you should try and plan, 6 months in advance, even before that, what childcare is going to look like. Look at the options that are viable and affordable to you, whether it is childminding, taking your child to a childminder, or going to nursery, researching your local nurseries, what availability they have, because availability, varies amongst different nurseries. You can think that you can apply next week and you get a place. It doesn't work like that.
No.
You have to apply months in advance. There's various fundings as well, depending on the age. I think between 2, 3 or something like that.
Yeah, so it starts from 2. You start getting, once the child is at the age of 2, you start getting like 15 hours. And then once they turn 3, then you get 30 hours.
Yeah. And you have to apply.
Then you have to apply for it and so on, like on government websites and so on. And it's not, and it's something that, you have to apply for the hours and then apply for the place to apply those hours.
Yeah.
You know, and I think what we found with our first child was that when he had the 30 hours, we were still paying a little bit in because the nursery was charged their rates. Their rates were a little bit more than it couldn't cover the hours or something like that.
So true.
Even though it was 30 hours that he was doing, isn't it? But then we still had to pay a little bit, probably like £200 more or something like that.
So it's just to be mindful that different nurseries have different rates.
Yeah.
So don't expect the hours to cover everything. But I think another thing that I just remember as well is that different nurseries have different ways of doing things.
Yes.
Well.
That's something you need to research on.
Yeah.
Make sure.
I think you also have, in the midst of having a structured sort of childcare provision, whether it is childminding, whether it is an OPEL, which is someone that comes and lives in your house.
Yeah, living. Yeah.
You know, or whether it is having a babysitter, or whether it is, taking the child to nursery. Yeah. I think the different childcare options is something that people really need to look into, and you have to use what's available and, what works for you.
Yeah.
People may say, oh, this is best. You look at what you think is appropriate, because at the end of the day, we all have individual work circumstances, and for instance, for us, we use nursery.
Yeah.
And then if we need childcare when we want to do something outside of our work hours, something like going to a wedding, etc., we have a trusted individual, a family member. I look at a trusted individual. So you always have to have someone as an emergency, as a backup, just in case of anything. Yeah. But I think just to kind of surmise and come to an end or bring this to a close, when it comes to how we bring up our children, it's really down to, I believe as Christians, we try to also imbibe the things of God in our children. Yeah. So even when we were, I remember when we moved home, when we bought our house, we were praying, for the school that our children were going to. Yeah. And as God would have it, they ended up in a Christian school, which is instilling that Christian foundation. But also in our home, we make sure that obviously we pray, even if they feel like, oh, I don't want to do this right now. But that consistency,
it shows,
breeds a habit. And that habit becomes something that is within them.
Yeah. Because we've all been through that when we were younger, like, oh my God, not again. Sort of thing. You can't be bothered to do it then. But then now you look back and then you're like, wow, I'm so glad that my parents sort of consistently did those things, even though I'm sure it wasn't easy for them as well. Yeah. Given that, you have to keep waking up early, pushing you guys, pushing us like, oh, come on, we need to pray, we need to do this, but then we can look back and say, thank you for doing that. But at the time, to be honest, even me, I was like, oh, what's all this now? Every time waking up early, blah, blah. But then now I look back and say thank you for that, because those are the foundations of the things that's helped us, that's instilled some things in us. It can be confidence. It can be, the way we think and deal with things in life. It's really, really helped. Yeah.
And I think even just praying together as a family, and despite the busyness of whatever society throws at you, work, etc., it's just remembering to have a plan, plan childcare, be intentional about spending time with your children. You can't always be there in those moments, but making sure that you've put a plan in place. Like, for instance, if they have school events, I know if I can't make it there, you can certainly most likely be there. So there is someone there. We've made arrangements, getting the school calendar, pre-planning holidays during half term, or what you're going to do. It doesn't have to be breaking the bank, but things that build memories. And we're quite big on celebrating our children during their birthdays and doing something significant, not something that breaks the bank, but something that they can look back on in years to come and they will say, that made me really happy. And And just also involving your kids in things that would equip or improve their social skills.
Yeah.
I mean, people always say to us, "Oh, our kids are very confident," or they're not shy. It's because they always wherever we go,
we do get them involved in things. And also, I actually, one of the skills that we've sort of instilled in them is to be able to help out in the house, no matter how little it is, even down to the youngest one.
Yeah.
She's willing to sort of help out. We don't say, "Oh no, you can't do that." We just safely, obviously, help them out, like the dishes.
Like age appropriate things.
Age appropriate things. Probably, "Oh, okay, come on, let's do this together." Sometimes you've done a lot of baking with them during the weekends. You've done a lot of like making of mini projects.
Or make your bed, that's your task.
And things like that.
Put your toys back. We never do it for them. They do it for themselves before they go to sleep. If the living room is messy because of toys, we are not doing it for you.
Like things like the teeth as well, washing of the teeth. We will supervise them, but they are able to do that with supervision and so on. It does not matter what their age is. They're able to do that. And then also, like in terms of our parenting style, we sort of keep refining.
We learn as we go along.
We're learning. We adapt. Well. We listen to podcasts, some famous ones, listen to some YouTube videos or some programs, even go to some programs, probably conferences around like parenting and so on, just to keep our knowledge going, or even read books as well, to just keep our knowledge going.
And we've learned a lot as well from families that are around us that we respect, etc. And and I think everyone should have a community of individuals that you learn from, that you've seen. Actually, I like what you do, and you adapt it to your home. So I mean, we don't know everything about parenting, and we're learning. And I think it's a learning curve. But this is what we've observed, and I don't know. There was something that I remember our pastor said to me when we gave birth to our son. He said, don't leave your child with anyone. And I know it's common sense, but sometimes we can be too trusting of individuals as well when it comes to childcare.
Don't just leave your child with anyone.
Be prayerful, discern, and just really, really, if you really have to, leave them with someone, but make sure it's a trusted individual. You've prayed about it, and because there are things that children pick up from the environments that they're exposed to. So you just have to be very mindful of that. But if there's anything as well that you feel like maybe as a couple you guys are doing, share in the comment section. And we'll be glad to hear. I think we're all teaching and learning from each other.
We're
and
all trying to learn and teach from each other.
We're all trying to float in this parenting life.
I'm telling you.
Actually, I have one thing, just a quick one. I always feel that sometimes as well as parents, we don't give ourselves enough grace. We parent, but we also are juggling so many things, and sometimes we just need to tell ourselves, well done, you're doing well. And you're trying. It's not perfect. Maybe your child has not achieved a certain milestone, but so far that you've sought the help that you need, and you're putting the help in place, and you're praying about it, I believe God will always take control over whatever the situation you are in. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.